I have a question for you. Do you really like being called nostalgia hunters? Because if so, hey, nostalgia hunters, we're here to talk about a movie that is based on a movie that's based on a book that's based on a movie that's yeah. So anyways, we have The Running Man. It's going to be coming out very soon, which is based on a book by a lesser-known author. But it was actually turned into a movie back in the 80s with Arnold Schwarzenegger, also The Running Man, which is why we're here to chat about whether it's awesome or not.
And there is a new movie coming out this year.
That's what I just said before that.
That's what you say.
So,
lock in, Mike.
Listen to me when I talk. He just like phases it out and comes in with his own stuff.
Fiddling
I
with
was
the
totally
recording
paying
stuff.
attention.
He was being a techie guy.
I thought you were talking about the book.
He was trying to figure out who the author was you were talking about. You know, it's Richard Bachman, of course.
Yes, of
the
course.
famous Richard Bachman.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce like my view of this as a theme maybe was so Stephen King, he goes, hey, I'm going to test if I'm really good or if I'm just so popular now that they'll read whatever dog shit I write. So he says, okay, I'm going to write it in a pen name. And then he comes out. He wrote
Is
it
this
in,
just your theory as to why he did it?
no, it's not my theory. No.
Everything I read,
He admitted
it's
to
not,
that?
it's not why.
No, that was why I found when I researched it was kind of like he wanted to find out if people actually liked his writing versus they're just reading, they like it because it says King on it.
I had read something about like it was because some people only allowed like I guess so many
One
books
book a
out
year.
a year, but then also he was writing something that wasn't his normal horror shtick, so that's why he was going with it. But I don't know for sure why he did it.
It could be a little.
I thought it was a test
It
for
could be a
that.
little bit of all that.
It
Like,
could be
be.
all that. And then, so it comes out. It's not a big hit as a book. And then it immediately leaks that this is Stephen King. And then instantly sells out.
Oh, no.
Well, but also like that was it didn't leak because of that book. It was like his I think that Running Man was his fourth book under that pseudonym. The book that came out after that under that pseudonym was Thinner. That's when it leaked that it was Stephen King.
I didn't know he wrote that under Richard Bachman.
He had written this a decade ahead, actually, in 1971. And then it came out. Like he wrote it in Nixon era. And then it came out in Reagan era of like completely different era. So I think what they did in the movie was also like, how do we bring this to like the current?
Well, the funny part, like, so going into the fact that this whole what was it, Richard Bachman, was that the name?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when the guy who purchased the rights to do like the movie, like it was pretty expensive, and he's like, "Why is this so expensive? This like not very well known book from this like nobody author," and then eventually he finds out it's Stephen King. He's like, "Oh."
When I was a kid, has anybody here read the book?
I have not.
No.
Okay, I actually read the book when I was a kid. I read basically everything that was Stephen King, and the only reason why I read The Running Man is even though it said Richard Bachman, as in it was his pseudonym.
Yeah,
and so I read it. So I'm actually pretty stoked for the new movie that's coming out. That isn't like a direct translation from the book, but it's definitely more closer to what the book actually was in a lot of ways. Theme, a little bit on tone.
Well, like I said, I hadn't read the book, but I heard that the book was very dark, bleak.
Oh yeah,
like was
dystopian
not
society.
very humorous, like at all.
Oh no, it wasn't at all. It was very dystopian, very much like it wasn't horror, but it was like not a fun time. So it wasn't like King's normal stuff.
It seems like from the trailers that the new movie coming out is definitely still going to have quite a bit of humor in it.
It's still a dystopian society, but yeah, they're amping up the action and the humor, obviously, because they want to make it entertaining.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can't always make... you can't always take risks on making a movie that's going to be super dark and bleak and have no kind of humor or action in it.
Yeah, I like the route that they're taking with the new movie. I like the tone they're taking. If they would have tried to been too serious with it, I was like, man, Arnold Schwarzenegger's, it was just for the tone and stuff like that. It did not take itself too seriously. And I like that they're kind of staying with that. So they're not remaking that
Maybe
movie.
they're trying to blend, like,
they're
make
kind of
something in the
tone
middle.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think it was supposed to be a little bit darker than it ended up being from what I was reading, because the original director that was on it, like, it wasn't supposed to be as kind of campy as it ended up being. But after like 2 weeks or something like that, he was already a week behind schedule and like over budget. So they fired him and brought in, what was it, the guy that played Starsky or something, that did some TV directing. They brought him in to finish it.
Starsky
And
from Starsky
I guess
and Hutch.
Really really did not like him being on the project and was like,
Paul
he's treating it like a
Michael-
TV show and everything.
Paul Michael Glazer.
yeah.
Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold didn't like it because he felt that he made it like as if it was a TV show
Yeah.
instead of like a cinematic experience, and
a proper movie.
proper movie, and cutting it that way. But first of all, how do you fire it 2 weeks in? You're like, oh, 2 weeks in, you're late by 1 week. I'd be like, oh, that's fine. You just started. So I would think there's a lot of creative differences also that probably got him out.
So we're talking about the 1987 Running Man
Yes.
primarily today. So I guess what's everybody's experience? First time seeing it?
I couldn't even tell you. I remember that from way back when I was young. So, like, my first time watching it, no idea.
Was it in theaters?
I highly doubt it, because I was probably it came out in '87, so I was
87.
4. So I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
But my parents did apparently take me to Ghostbusters when I was 1 when it came out. So potentially, but I don't remember being in theaters for it.
You
But-
could have been asleep.
I will say, as many times as I've seen that movie, like, I only seem to remember the last hour of it. I forgot how long they are out in the real quote unquote world before he's in the game show.
Yeah.
Until I watched it again, I was like, Jesus, it's like 48 minutes before he actually gets into the game show.
I remember my experience with it is I watched it when I was a kid. I also couldn't tell you when. It was sometime probably in the early 90s. It was the first time I watched it. And my wife had never seen it before. And I was like going, it's pretty short. I think it's like maybe 90 minutes or something like that. And I don't remember how long it is. It's not that long. But it felt longer. The pacing was definitely a little bit off
it's like an
from what I
hour
remember.
50 or
Because I
something.
only remember like
101 minutes.
Like when they basically got to the TV show portion of it. That's like the thing that I remember the most. Like I remember the prison scene, but I don't even remember it being that long. Because it'd been a long time since I've seen the movie. I watched it again this week. And yeah, it was a lot longer, differently paced movie than I thought. Also, Arnold had a lot more one-liners in it.
Oh my God! Every single death had
it's
some stupid
everything
one-liner.
had in there, and they weren't even really most. I can't even think of any of them being all that good outside, like maybe
No.
one or two.
He had to
Sub-Zero.
now
Plain
just
zero.
plain
Plain
zero.
zero. What does that? I remember, like I looked at my wife. I was like, "What does that even mean?"
Yeah, and you were saying he had to split. That one was also like
That one was good.
That one was actually pretty good. I thought.
I like that one. And he had to stick an "I'll be back" in there, of course.
Yeah.
See, that was. I thought that one was pretty good. You knew it was
Well,
coming, but
apparently
back then you didn't.
Apparently the original line was something like "I'll be coming back" or something like that. But then around that time, like apparently the "I'll be back" thing was becoming so freaking popular, they changed it to "I'll be back."
Oh, interesting.
I didn't even know when he started doing that, but I just,
Well, it's from the original Terminator.
yeah.
But I guess just people saying that line was becoming hugely
Right.
popular around the time that they were filming it, so they changed the line.
Okay, that makes sense.
I first saw it as like unsupervised summer TV time when parents are at work or napping for the afternoon, and I'm
saw
just
it on
watching
TV.
Yeah, I
Wow.
saw
Well, it
it.
would have been edited for TV, but yeah.
Yeah, so my
What was
remembrance was
Well, I guess like maybe in India, I don't know.
I don't know. Did they have heavily edited versions back then, like no cussing or anything like that, or?
I know they did that here and in
The-
Europe, but I don't know about there.
the censoring was like patchy. Some movies they would over censor, and some movies you would just suddenly see things where you shouldn't be seeing, and you're just like, whoa. So
Like, did you see the guy's head popping in the prison scene?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So the guy who just runs through the
explosive
Yeah,
car.
it's like, he's not going to
radius
make it.
thing.
And then,
Yeah. So in India, they were more worried about censoring boobs than actually violence. So
like America.
that's still true today.
Yeah.
So my main seared in memory was him being in this. I thought it was all yellow, and it looked better now. But in my memory, it looked like this. He was in this banana outfit thing, and I was like, "Oh, the female lead was kind of cute," but also I was like, "I don't know, she yells a lot." That's the only thing I remember. And like you said, the whole helicopter sequence and him saying, "I won't shoot innocents," all of that, I don't remember at all. Like I just remember him going down the tunnel like
Okay,
that weird thing.
that's
and it
because
starts
like
there.
that's
Yeah.
because like half of the movie is them going down the freaking tunnel.
Yeah, it takes forever, doesn't it?
The editors clearly saw that tunnel scene. It was like, we did so awesome making this. We need to stick this in another few times. I made that comment to my wife because there was so much.
Yeah,
of
like
it.
instead of like
It
seeing
was-
it once and then everyone just goes and then they're out. Every single tube thing had its
whole
own
journey.
sequence.
Yeah,
You see the whole damn
Dude,
journey.
it was.
I mean,
it was
practical.
good. It was very good. Like they did an awesome job.
clearly-
definitely opened.
Yeah, so
it.
that was 4 times we went through that. Well, actually, no, I can't remember when they.
It would
sent
have
out
been with the original 3, and then her that they added in, and then him
The
at
bad guy.
and then
Yeah,
and then
but I
him
was
at
gonna
the
say
end.
like the 5th one. I don't think with Dawson. Or I don't think they did the entire sequence as
Oh,
much.
they showed all of it. Even
they?
the one tube where they go left and he went right, and
Okay.
they showed that whole thing. Yeah, they showed the
I
whole.
couldn't
thing.
remember because like you see it so
Yeah.
much. I'm like,
And then
the whole time?
of course,
But-
for some reason at the end, there's no net.
Yeah. I was like, well, no, not just that. For some reason, at the end, every single person, like, they just land on the ground and skid into that net. He somehow takes off like a rocket, launches like a mile past, because like they run all the way through this whole thing. He somehow launched a mile all the way down the road into a freaking sign.
And explodes.
And explodes.
Yeah. I was like, that is fucking stupid, but I love it. Like I didn't care how dumb it was. I was like, that's
Here's
perfect.
my theory.
That's great.
Whoever was doing the stuff for that movie actually wanted to do that to Richard Dawson.
Quite
Because
Yes.
so you found
Yeah,
this
I
too.
know I found this too.
Apparently, not everybody, but a lot of people who actually worked with him on, like, what was it, Family Feud, right?
Yeah. Family
Said
Feud.
that his character in the way he treated underlings in that show was very much like how he treated
the
people on
dude who was
Family
mopping
Feud.
the floor by the elevator that barely bumped into him, and he's like, "Oh, you okay?"
If
Like, "Oh,
he's
don't worry about
mopping
it." It's like, if he's mopping the floor tomorrow, you'll be doing it for a week.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, so.
But apparently
so
that's how he was in
that
real
was
life.
that was him. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't playing a character; he was just
Yeah.
basically playing
Uh-huh.
himself.
Oh wow.
My theory also
I
on
didn't
the
know that.
tunnels is they probably spent a lot of money building this set because it looked fast. It looked very real.
Yeah.
I think they really built like this crazy fast tunnel, and I was like, this is kind of insane what they're launching out from. So I think they were just like, we need to put as much of this as possible because this is awesome. We built it.
It was. I mean, it did look good, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Before we get off too much on deep into that, I want to bring up my first time seeing it, which was a couple days ago.
Yeah, yours doesn't count.
Of course.
So all I want to say
And does this surprise anybody?
does this surprise anyone who watches the show? I just want to say though that means my vote is going to count the most compared to everyone else's because
screw
I'm
you.
not.
That's some bullshit.
I'm not looking at this thing with rose tinted glasses,
I
but
will see about that.
but
Yeah.
with fresh eyes.
We do want to talk before we get into the movie about first choice not being Arnold. It was going to be Superman.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah.
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 I actually,
Different
But that's when they had the
I
story
remember reading
closer to the
about that.
story of the book, too.
You know, I could see a version of this that's a little less Arnold, slight. Like they might have even toned down the campiness a little bit and made it a little bit more serious. Because Christopher Reeve would have been a pretty solid
Yeah.
pick for this. Like honestly,
I mean, he was a good actor. So.
Yeah,
he was
it
a
was
good
supposed to be
actor.
darker and closer to
And-
the book
Yeah.
before they went to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He would have
'Cause they
played
couldn't
it
get him.
straight.
It's like
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger's not like a scrawny dude, so they couldn't say he was like starving and impoverished per se.
Yeah.
And they couldn't say that he has no work because, like, I mean, he's a big, strong dude. They'd give him some work to carry big steel beams, apparently.
Yeah.
I like how he wears a World Gym
Mm,
shirt
yeah.
like through the first half of the movie, And what was he?
Yeah, I don't
he
know
was
if
a
that's
big
true, but
promoter
I
of
read that
Gold's
he
Gym or
wore
something.
that because at
Yeah.
the time, apparently, he was the CEO of that company.
Something like that. He was a big part of World.
Well, I thought it was
Whatnot, or
Gold's Gym.
It was World or Gold or something like that.
Should
but
be gold.
Yeah, Gold Gym.
But like in the movie, it was
In
World
the
Gym.
movie, they parodied it to like it became
World
No,
Gym.
I don't know. I was just reading something about that. I was
I-
like, oh, I didn't know anything
Speak
about that.
of the in the movie, the first plot thing was it the most stupidest idea to escape was to like I'm gonna take her as a kidnappee to the airport through like a million people where she can yell,
Right.
this guy's got me or something.
But he said, if you do anything, I could snap your neck like a chicken.
yeah, it was not the best plan. I'm like, why'd you have to, like, he wanted to go to Hawaii for some reason. I'm like, dude, just get a car and go to Wisconsin.
I just
You
laughed
know,
so
like,
hard
you don't have to go.
when he gets found out and they cut to him and he's just running on the runway in this Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why?
And then they're all like running up to him in that vehicle with like the net thing. And my wife just goes, oh, not the net gun. I thought that was pretty good. I did love, speaking of his attire from earlier, I was like, I love that Hawaiian shirt.
That whole
And
outfit
that
was
whole,
fire.
Yeah, that whole outfit was
outfit was
awesome.
fire.
And I
That does
love
look
that-
like something you would wear.
I
to be
do
honest.
love that he referenced it later. He said something like, I had the Hawaiian shirt and you ruined it or you fucked it up or something like that. To
Well,
her.
no, she was
to
like-
her
No, she
later
was like,
on.
I'll throw up. And
When
he's like,
they're
it
on-
wouldn't show up on here.
Yeah.
No. Later in the movie, like when they're
Oh,
when
yes.
they're in the zone or
Yeah.
whatnot, he references back like I can't even remember
they
what
were
the
talking about
context
the outfits,
was.
I think.
Yeah, and he just mentions like I had the Hawaiian shirt and you fucked it up, and I was just like, oh, dude, that Hawaiian shirt was so good. But yeah, the hat and everything, that's
I will
sweet
say,
outfit.
the one-liners definitely got annoying at points, but their usage of the F word in this movie was on point. They used it at just the right points to make it amazing.
Do you have an example of that? I'm trying to think of like
I
the perfect
I
timing
can't
for
remember.
that. Oh no.
But I think the Hawaiian shirt thing was one.
Yeah, it was because I remember yeah, we just both of us just laughed at that. We were like, "Oh yeah, you deserve that, lady," because that was
Yeah.
like you were set to go. But but yeah, no. Back to your point is like I don't think that was the best plan. That was not. That was literally like, how do we get him caught? And it was a perfect part. Like that's where you kind of like in some movies like this, like you could pick it apart and be like, going, the protagonist who's supposed to be fairly smart is an idiot because the plot needs him to be an idiot right now and get caught. So how do we get him caught? Okay, here we do it. And then like same thing with running on the runway. It's like going, we need kind of an action-ish scene. So how do we get him caught? We just and then net gun.
Yeah.
I was like, all that was kind of dumb, but I didn't really
it's
care
because
too much
he's
because
the
the rest-
running man. He had to
Yeah.
run, right?
It was with theme of the movie, and the rest of the movie's not super serious. So in my mind, I can let it go. Like that's not a nitpick I will make because I see it as kind of dumb, but at the same time, just like, like the rest of the movie's kind of dumb. So
Yeah. Well, I want to go into some random Running Man based trivia.
Okay.
And get some questions out there and see if you guys know. So first, I'm going to start off with the fact that during one of the scenes, like Arnold Schwarzenegger just goes like, "I'm not into politics." As we all know, he ended up being a governor in California for several years, and apparently, I don't remember this, but on the side of his campaign van, it actually said "The Running Man."
I didn't know that either.
no.
But here, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the only person in this movie that went into politics.
Jesse Ventura,
Jesse Ventura, yes. So the reason I bring that up is for a couple of reasons.
Minnesota.
One is the fact that this movie was originally scheduled to come out in the summer of 1987, but they pushed it back so it wouldn't be up against another movie. Do you know what that movie was?
No.
Robocop was it? No.
Predator,
Predator.
which also has Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
and Jesse Ventura.
Jesse
Yeah,
Ventura.
okay. I didn't.
Okay.
Really, I mean, I knew they came out approximately the same time. I thought
Yeah.
Predator came out in like '86, but
Nope,
Same
came
year.
out in summer of '87.
okay.
But two other things. What other movie are both Arnold and Jesse Ventura in?
Oh, I don't know that one. I can't even think of one. I can't even think. I couldn't tell you. If you asked me what movies has Jesse Ventura been in, I'd be like Predator and Running Man.
Cover,
That's it.
shave Arnold's head and cover him in blue sparkly paint.
Oh, wait. Was he in Batman and Robin? Or
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh, I-
Jesse
Iceman.
Ventura was an Arkham Asylum guard.
Oh my
really?
God, he
Didn't
was.
know that. Okay.
But I have another weird thing, and so
wonder why.
Jesse Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the only reference that could be portrayed from Predator in The Running Man. The late Maria Conchita Alonso, who played Amber Mendez, was also in Predator 2 that came out in 1990.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With the amazing Danny Glover. That movie needs more flowers. Everybody go watch Predator 2. It's amazing.
Was Jesse Ventura in the Batman? Was that like a actual cameo, or just sad that by that time he was getting
That I don't know. I just know his IMDb credit is Arkham Asylum guard.
Oh man, okay.
Did not know that. I would have never even... I wonder why he even decided to do that.
I totally forgot.
To be in a Batman movie? I don't know.
I guess.
Until you said put him in blue and everything, and then I was like, holy crap, he played
He played Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
Mr. Freeze.
Not a good Mr. Freeze.
That is
Freeze!
so... Okay.
Freeze!
Yeah.
For me...
Oh, no, it's not Freeze.
Chill.
It's Chill.
Chill.
For me, I was... One of the first things I was like, Arnold's acting is... I felt like it's so bad.
It was really bad at Running Man.
And then Predator, I even from my memory, he's really good.
Yeah, he was...
And I'm like, what happened?
He doesn't have to talk very much in Predator.
Yeah, in Predator...
It's just standing there looking good.
He didn't talk much, but what he did talk was just like tough guy talk. In a Running Man, he actually had to be a human being who was on the run, had been framed. He also had to be a police officer, or at least a helicopter pilot, police officer, whatever the hell he was.
Yeah.
And but then he like had to move into action like guy mode, I think, and he was a little bit too much there was too much there. I thought his acting was horrible in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
However, since it's still Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's still just like one of the most charismatic people that have ever acted, I don't care. It was still
Even in the end when he was like kissing the lady, I was just like, this is so awkward.
This is so forced. This is so forced.
I was like, what is he doing? This looks so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, you referenced when he was like you referenced him being the helicopter pilot. That scene actually made me want to watch a different movie that I've never seen before, because all the helicopters,
I think I know which one. Keep going.
all the helicopter sequence that it shows when the helicopters are flying around are actually from King Kong from 1976.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, really? So I went and looked up, and I just saw a scene from that movie, and I was like, I kind of want to watch that.
I thought you were going to say Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder. I don't know what that is.
It's a movie. I think it's got a Roy Schneider in it. It's kind of like, think of Airwolf.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like that, where there's like a special helicopter and something like that. Because I remember, I think it was called Blue Thunder. I might be wrong on that, so correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments. But I think it had Roy Schneider in it, and I thought that was the movie you were going to talk about because that came out around that time, or like had been out.
Yeah, no, I had specifically, like, when I saw that it was from the King Kong movie, I was like, really? So I went and looked up the scene just so I could see, like, oh yeah, those the helicopters, the exact same freaking shot. But it was a scene with, this guy in a big monkey suit, but on top of, I don't know if it was actually Empire State Building. It didn't look like it, but I couldn't tell from the scene because they didn't show the side of the building. But just the King Kong fighting off the helicopters, and he's getting shot. He's like, and I was just like, I want to see this. And it's looks like an early Jeff Bridges film too, because he's in there.
Oh,
and I was just like, I kind of want to go watch that.
Lending gravitas to
And
a King Kong movie.
That's what I was talking about for anyone that watched the, file sharing episode. That's the movie that I was like, where am I going to find that at? Because I want to watch that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what I want to transition to is one of the most important parts of the film, the stalkers.
Yes.
Who was your favorite stalker?
Mine had to have been Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw,
because he was so cheesy, so overdone, and he lived what he was doing. Like, he got in front of that crowd. He lifted up his motorcycle.
Yeah.
He was wearing like the vest and stuff like that. And like he had the dually chainsaws and stuff like that.
Cut through steel.
Cut through like all kinds of stuff, including steel. And chainsaws absolutely don't work like that. And I thought he was by far the best one out of all of them. He was the one that could have done the most damage out of all of them too. Like none of them had, outside of, I guess, Fireball, he had a weapon that could actually do serious damage to you. But the rest of them, I guess, like the hockey stick dude, I guess, had like, it was like basically a long
He had a
knife.
sharp hockey stick.
And then
We
like
also had grenade hockey pucks.
and then the captain,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
his name is, just had his fists.
Captain
And
Fist of
then-
Fury.
and
I thought the
and then-
most hilarious was the Dynamo dude.
Okay.
yeah. So,
Who's
anyway,
the
like,
real
well-
singer?
well-
I know you have that connection.
So mine to answer your question, mine is Buzzsaw.
And mine was Dynamo. Well, okay. I'm conflicted because I love like the fact that Dynamo was a singer. I love that Dynamo was made out to be kind of like the nerd one. And I love the car that he drives.
Oh,
the little
dude.
go-kart that he
It
drives
was
around.
so dumb.
But I don't like the whole... Yeah. I don't like the whole rapey thing he was doing.
Yeah, well,
I was like, holy shit, he's in his underwear all of a sudden and then gets punched.
Don't
Yeah.
look up the actual actor who played him.
Oh, was it there's
There's-
some bad things there?
There's some bad things.
So
I'm
I heard-
pretty sure.
No.
No, please, yeah, we might actually want to look that up right now and correct me right now. But I
heard
think
he was-
some bad stuff happened with the actor.
I heard he was an actual classically trained opera singer, and apparently they added in him singing opera like late into production. It wasn't like part of the original plans, but because he had this talent, they're like, "Oh yeah, this would be great for the."
I don't know how that works with the electricity motif when you're wearing essentially Christmas lights.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of the lights,
I knew someone was going to bring this up.
the LEDs on his suit. Did you notice anything funny about them?
There's no blue.
There's no blue LEDs. You want to know why?
Because it's hard to make blue LEDs.
They hadn't been
Blue
invented yet.
LEDs didn't exist
I know,
back then. So you had orange, yellow, red, all those colors, but no blue.
They're super
There's
hard to
a-
make, so they
Yeah.
make them.
For the watchers, there's a long, Veritasium episode on the journey of making a blue LED. Fascinating, big story about that. Yeah.
Okay, so favorite soccer?
Well, you ruined Dynamo now, so I don't know if
You
he's
can
now
still
a
do your favorite.
pedophile or whatever he's become now. So I'm just scared to pick him. But in the context of the movie, I thought he was the most hilarious one. In that he got stuck in the car and was like, his car was so small. I was like, Arnold is gonna. I thought Arnold is gonna just jump through the windshield and like kick him.
He's the only one Arnold didn't kill, too.
Yeah, and he was tiny. For how big he was in this little like go-kart, like me. That's what they built it for him.
Yeah.
And his stupid music that he was playing as he was chasing people.
Flight of the Bumblebees? or
Yeah.
Flight of
whatever
the
it was.
Valkyries.
Flight of the Valkyrie or
And
whatever
then-
it was. Yeah.
In the end, got punched in the nuts and electrocuted. And you know,
confused the dun da 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 da
Yeah,
with
I kept
just-
expecting that he would have an arc where he becomes a good guy and helps them because they spared his life.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he would come back.
I thought he
and,
would come back and help, and he came back creepier.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. He got all
Before-
rapey.
Yeah.
It was,
We got to see him in his tidy whities.
which was really weird. Like they just went. Like I didn't expect that. Like
Well, he
I
took
remember.
his pants off when it was showing the other scene, and when he came back to him, his pants were already off.
Oh, I made the mental leap of that's how
Yeah.
that happened. But the fact that it just went from there, like it didn't show, like just yeah. I was like, oh, that's his tidy whities. All right.
You?
Mine is the one that you see but never actually see him do anything.
Captain
Freedom,
Okay.
but not the way he looked in their little AI generated whatever thing. When he walked in with the weird little silver arm shit, I wanted to see him fighting that stuff.
Every-
not doing this.
every
This
time-
is pit junk.
Since I was a kid, every time I think about Jesse Ventura in the movie, I think about him in that kind of leotard thing when he was doing like the fitness thing and him just going, yeah, like that at some point. And that scene. Those are the two things I think about with that character in this movie is those two things.
I wanted to see him like, one, why is he wearing that crap? What's it supposed to be? And how's he supposed to fight when he can't bend his elbows? Like, he's like a...
I was like, I could have made something better as a kid for Halloween.
But apparently, that must have been his stalker outfit that he had legitimately
No,
killed.
no,
people.
No. He
They
came
tried-
in bitching that they
they
were putting
tried
that
to
on. And
make
he said,
him
I don't want to
use
wear
that.
this.
I know, but I thought that was what he had used before.
The
No.
network people wanted him to use that to try to amp up his look. Like it was like, I was killing guys like that 10 years ago because
with my bare hands.
With my
I
bare
remember that.
hands.
Yeah.
And he didn't want any sort of gimmick because Dynamo had the electricity and the lights in the car. Buzzsaw had his thing. They wanted to give him a gimmick.
Captain Freedom has lack of freedom of mobile armor.
That was hilarious, man. That scene totally was.
Him wanting to be real like that, I could see why it could be like your favorite, because like that's an honorable thing to do,
That's the nice way to put it. No, I just wanted to see him actually try to fight somebody in that shit.
So
I'm just like, what would you do? You're wearing like little
Yeah.
weird plastic stuff.
They initially didn't show that it was all like face mapped and all that scenes they added later to explain what that was.
Oh, the fake
that
stuff,
wasn't
yeah.
there.
Yeah, they're
And
like
they thought, oh, the
director.
crowd's
Somebody
gonna-
said they're
yeah.
too stupid to know what happened, so we have to show them that it was fake.
I thought it was awesome because it's super relevant today.
Yes,
It-
it's like
there's a
this
lot-
is AI.
There is a lot of things in The Running Man in the 1987 movie that is actually relevant today.
yeah, I think
there was a lot of
I think
stuff
the whole
that,
deepfake stuff was like
The
I read that was the first place they'd ever done that in a movie.
that was and
don't
so
know, but
like
yeah.
I mean, it's not
I
a
would
real
believe it.
deep fake, but I'm like, that's what they
yeah.
they made it seem like
a
that
deep fake,
technology.
And do you guys remember what year the movie took place in?
2017.
2017 it was supposed to be 2017 to 2019.
Yeah, it
apparently
was-
a 2-year span.
Yeah.
So it was still pretty close to today's date, pretty much. So yeah, I thought a lot of that stuff, like when they started digitally replacing stuff, they were doing the deep fake, they're heavily editing certain things and using it as evidence and stuff like that. I'm like, going, oh boy,
No administration would ever edit things and make it look like it wasn't really that way.
or not even politics, just people in general, like just trying to even get stuff out there. Like that's just a thing you have to watch out for now.
Yeah.
Like scammers, not scammers, people just trying to like be funny. Things like that, like it's
And Running
just-
Man was out here doing it before it was cool.
Yeah, they really did.
It's set in 2025.
Well, the book
was.
The book is
The
set
book
in
is-
the Arnold
said it,
Schwarzenegger movie. It literally starts out saying in 2017.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
I think it was-
Why did
okay.
they change it? Why would they change that? I don't get
Yeah,
that.
I know, like stuff like that when they change little things, like the character's last name,
For it to be
or
exactly
certain
30
year-
years
Maybe.
from when it came out.
It's so weird to me why, like, it's almost as if, like, well, there is some and this is kind of a little tangent, is there is a lot of writers, especially back then, who would take source material and be like, I don't want to do that's not mine. Like,
Oh,
we paid
yeah.
for this.
I don't like that year.
I'm going to change literally everything they will let me change, which includes character names, dates, themes, like whole plot lines and stuff like that, just because they want to put more of themselves into it while saying fuck you to the material, which means that's why a lot of people are so pissed off with some adaptations, is sometimes it's literally just the writers. They just don't want to do that. So that's a pet peeve of mine. Like,
What you one thing I want to ask, what do you guys think of the game show host, Richard Dawson? As a character,
I thought he was fucking
It was
awesome.
perfect.
Dude, like,
yes!
yeah,
Perfect.
he was literally dialed in as the game show host guy with the god complex.
What's
Like,
funny is I
he
know him
had
more
that
from this
nailed.
movie than I do from actual game shows.
Was you like
Oh,
him more
yeah,
from
yeah.
that?
No, I know him more.
Yeah.
Oh
from
yeah, I
this
didn't even
than game shows.
Yeah, I didn't know him from game shows at all. I just know him from this movie pretty much.
Yeah.
And I thought he was,
I know the
I
name
thought he was
Richard
awesome.
Dawson being his Family Feud, but when that face is Running Man. I had to actually look it up when I was doing this. I'm like, Richard Dawson, that sounds familiar. And then it said, I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Family Feud.
Family Feud, yeah.
Yeah,
Damon
never put two and two together.
Killian.
yeah.
The whole parody of like getting on these like very quaint looking old women, and then they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna pick. Buzzsaw, and you're like this guy who brutally murders people with chainsaws, and like these people looking so quaint, and they're like, I don't know what to do, and then he keeps giving them Running Man TV show gifts.
Yeah,
Like this,
the Running
here's
Man
the-
a home game or whatever they
exactly.
call it.
And they're barely able to hold it, and he just keeps piling on. Here's this gift. Here's that gift. Oh, I thought that was like they were pushing the satire quite a bit.
So I want to know if any of y'all know if like the Running Man home game ever got made.
I was hoping, so I actually even told my wife, I was like, "Oh, we need to jump on Etsy and see if that exists."
Anybody made it, 'cause they never tell you what it is, so it could literally be anything.
I love that they're interviewing people, and he just kind of kept giving them gifts, and always the Running Man home game would come out every single time. I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, I was wondering if that was a real thing, because I'm curious what that would be, like what it would play like. But I'm sure somebody has made their version of it, multiple versions.
We're gonna have to do a bonus episode where we all find it and play
Just
it.
play the Running Man home game.
One trivia that I had that you didn't have was the guy called Mick. In the end, he goes find Mick.
Oh, one of the rebel dudes.
Yeah, he's Mick Fleetwood from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
From Fleetwood Mac. Oh my god!
I did see that, but I don't give a crap about Fleetwood Mac, so I didn't add it in my information.
How dare you?
Wow.
But sure.
How dare I not give a crap?
So-
I didn't say they don't deserve any accolades or that they suck. I just said I don't care about
So
it.
we have a couple of techie guys in here real quick. What'd you guys think about a couple of the techie scenes? And I'm going to throw this one out at the very beginning, the prison break scene, where they get the code.
Oh my god!
And the code is right in the open, literally staring. And then they have like basically they put on this big distraction. They start taking out the guards with everybody else, and they start trying to open it, like going, "Oh, it's because you're inside." And then they go outside, and they keep having the same problem with like and for context, for people who hadn't seen, it's to turn off the collars so they can get past this line, and their heads won't explode. And they do actually show it like what it is, but they don't ever explain it. There's literally just a guy on the other
saying, "Turn
side
it back on."
who's being like, "We're turning it off." And they're like, "Fuck you, turn it back on." Turn it off, turn it back on.
Trying it.
They just kept trying it. And then finally all the guards are fucking dead except for the one guy that's pressing the button. And they finally shoot him. And then all of a sudden the music starts playing like, "We're free."
Oh my god!
But
I
I just thought that was the dumbest thing, but I laughed so hard at
Okay.
I love it so much.
But what's to say about the guard though? Like they're all dead, but I keep saying yeah.
He's like,
You're free later, and I just left.
I know that dude was sitting there. He was pressing.
He
that
wanted to
button.
see some heads,
and it's funny because the movie never quite explains that.
Yeah.
Like that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any sort of interference. It didn't just suddenly stop.
It was
working.
a race condition.
It was
kind of
it was just
both hitting.
there was a race.
So what you're saying is the director didn't think people were dumb enough to not understand what's going on there, which could easily be. But when they played a fake thing when they died and they showed up at the end, they were too dumb to realize it wasn't real, even though there's a whole bunch of other times they show stuff that's been edited for content not real.
Yep. I mean, they did the foreshadowing with that, with like the three winners or whatever. But yeah, that I like what they did there, because I think if they would not have shown that, it might have been a little bit confusing. So they would have had to tell it some other way. Because just showing like Arnold dying, everybody would be like, "What the fuck? Why is he alive in this next scene?" They had to do something, and then visually showing that was, I thought, pretty genius.
My pushback on that is they already showed several fake videos.
They also already showed him saying that I
that
quit.
is true.
Yeah.
Captain got whatever. They already showed him saying I quit. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's a lot of little things that could say that.
I just like how the scene actually ended up turning. I think that's actually actually it's probably just recency bias, because all the AI stuff and like all that stuff and whatnot. I thought that was brilliant, but like I thought it was fun. I never really cared about that being there, so I already never really noticed it. Like, yeah, I guess as you pointed out, I was like, that could have been not there, and yeah, anybody just paying attention would have known.
They got to show some cool graphics of like face replacement and whatnot.
So what do y'all think about the hexagonal decode system?
That's what I was going to say next.
That's why I brought up the tech stuff. It's like
I'm split on that, because there's one side which is, how do you show hacking so that a common person understands it? And then the other side, I'm like, why is it that you have to play like a mini space video game to hack things? He's like moving rods and turning and moving rods.
Oh, that okay. So I was like, what?
And then he's like, "Oh, these are the satellite codes." And then he gives like this tiny number, and you're like, "It's probably going to be a big GUID."
I thought it was fucking hilarious that guy stayed alive just long enough. Like within 10 seconds of getting his job done in the movie,
He got
instantly
It's
Dynamo just instantly
Yeah.
murders him with electricity.
It's almost as if somebody wrote it that way.
yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, dude, I know you're gonna die, and I just don't know. Oh wow, you're already dead. I was like, that's a record, man.
And you know, as he was decoding too, I was like, okay, I'm trying to memorize the code. I couldn't memorize.
Yeah, I
it.
forgot it
How
already,
did
yeah.
she memorize?
I actually repeated it back to my wife and then got most of it right later. But it was only because I was really trying.
yeah.
Yeah, and you weren't trying to stay alive at the time. you know.
No. Oh, yeah. Like with all that adrenaline stuff like that going on, I don't know if I could have remembered it. Like that was actually fairly long. So it was impressive that she did that.
She remembered.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna hack something, open the box, and get the transponder chip out of it or something.
yeah.
To plug it in.
Something like that.
But
But,
yeah,
but where would you have hid something like that to get it past everybody?
Oh, what does she say?
Maybe the same place that she hit a chip.
Yeah.
yeah, we're in the same place.
Of course,
like
technically, I assume
Arnold
it
asked
was
her,
in their
like, where-
cleavage.
where-
That doesn't mean that's where it was.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did y'all think about?
Oh,
the,
my wife was
the-
like, she straight up said, like, oh, she put that in her cooter.
It was in her prison wallet.
Oh, jeez.
In her koozie. Make a Deadpool reference.
What did y'all think about the little chips that looked like tiny mini
Tape.
cassette tapes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They had like those files or whatnot, like when, like, what was it, the Bakersfield whatever massacre?
Mhm.
Like those actually almost look like SD cards.
Yeah, they were.
Like,
They were almost there.
They
yeah.
were almost there with that, and it was like obviously like it was definitely not tape or anything like that. It wasn't big enough. So I was like, that was another thing they kind of hit on. That I was like, well, that's pretty close. That's not
I
bad.
thought that was a good twist in that she got thrown into the game. I thought she was going to be the outside person trying to help them. And then I was
Contact the
genuinely
rebels outside.
Yeah,
so, like,
I was genuinely
she felt
surprised
guilty. Yeah.
that she got caught and got sent down. the whole
Okay,
thing.
but my opinion of her character,
Oh,
at
God,
least
yeah.
in the movie, they start off trying to show that she's both this strong and sexy woman that's like
By
independent
wearing lingerie while
she
working
works out. Right, like
I thought that was very weird.
very on the tooth or whatever.
On the teeth? On the teeth?
Very on the teeth.
Wow. On the teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was definitely teeth involved.
But anyway,
on the nose.
they
is what
start
you meant,
off
yeah.
that way, but
On
then
the
like
hose? What?
immediately from then on, she's just the damsel in distress for the entire movie.
A counter to that, though, is I never actually liked Arnold's character. He was kind of a dick.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
whole time he was trying to be cool and suave, but it was just kind of a dick. I was like, dude, you could have literally just been just a slight human being and explained your situation just a little bit. And she might have been a little bit more reasonable. Like she might have still like taken the same out that she did to
Yeah.
get away. And that would have been way more plausible for them to like actually go to the airport. But he was just a dick the whole time.
So
And
he was
Well, he was
supposed
a
to be
villain.
this-
He was a villain.
He kind of was.
He was supposed to in the Bakersfield video. He's this good guy cop.
Yeah.
And very genuine, very ethical. But the moment he breaks out of prison, he's like,
Prison
"Ah,
changed
screw
him."
you."
Yeah, time
prison
changed.
changed.
Yeah, time in the joint has changed me. I'm like, dude, like you thought this is your brother's apartment. Just explain that. He even did. He started out with this like, "When this is my brother's apartment," and like anybody who's reasonable would have been like, "Oh, okay, let's talk this out." But instead, it was not that at all.
So they don't
Hostage
change
situation.
lock
Yeah, it
codes
turned into
when new
hostage.
tenants come in?
What's that?
They don't change lock codes? when new
Apparently
tenants
not.
come in?
Apparently not in 2017. So yeah, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that at all because I just didn't like his character that much. Didn't care that much, but like, yeah, it's like they could have made all that more, especially when like he kissed her and stuff like that later. It's like when you could have had a little bit more there. Like it would have been one thing if she would have just said like, okay, I'm at this airport. I really don't want to be here. I really like, have like, and then like something happens. Sure. But no, they had to have like him be cool. I wonder if
Yeah.
Arnold required that.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, why she needed to be at the airport at all.
Yeah.
Because he had her little freaking
Shit,
multipass, her little pass
Yeah.
thing and then like faked like not being able to find her.
Her not having
Tie her
Yeah.
in the thing. Just go.
He could have tied her up, and then if he actually cared about her well-being, once he got to where he was going or whatnot, made a phone call that says,
Yeah.
go to this apartment and untie the person who's in here, and then boom, done. So yeah, but like the movie had
I think the whole when they said made it like TV show quality, it's all these things.
yeah,
Where, yeah.
it also felt a lot like a video game too. Like fighting different
yeah.
bosses. Like this is
Yeah.
different bosses in a
Boss
video
level,
game.
yeah.
Like anybody like Mega Man would have been out by then. It would have been like fighting all the Mega Man bosses. They all had themes and stuff like that. So that was not. I don't even know. Do you guys know from your trivia search? Do you guys know where that came from? That idea, because it's not in Richard Bachman or in Stephen King's book.
Where what came from?
The themes for the Stalkers. Like them
Oh, no.
having themes like, well, who came up with that?
Did it
Like,
come
was
from
that-
Mega Man?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I was like, was somebody literally playing like Mega Man or something at the time? Been like, that'd be really cool in a movie, and then adapted it. I don't know if that's true, but like in my
I know some
brain,
of the
like-
lines that they said about the Stalkers were related to what they did in real life. Like there was like some line about like the best linebacker, blah blah blah, blah for the fire guy.
Right.
Apparently,
because
he
that was
actually a
because that
football
was
player.
Jim Brown.
Jim
It was
Brown.
it was
Yeah.
famous running back.
So there's little stuff like that in there, but how they actually picked their outfits and stuff.
That was another funny conversation. There was a picture of the Stalkers, and like my wife was going like, well, a couple of those guys look like football players, and she like basically pointed out the guys who were not Jim Brown. And I'm like, dude, I was like, that is Jim Brown, and he is one of the most like famous old school like football players there is. He actually is a football player.
The flame
Fireball.
guy, Fireball. I felt like his was the.
He should
felt
have
like
taken shots.
Fireball.
he had. I felt like they invested the least in him for some reason.
Yeah.
It felt. I felt like everyone else was much cooler. This was just some old dude.
It looked like he
Just
came out of
walking with the guy.
retirement. Like it was Danny Glover. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
just like he was like in that room with those ladies and whatnot with his shirt open and whatnot the whole
Yeah.
time. I didn't even know he was a stalker for like the longest time. Like you would have never thought that.
the
He wasn't
Freedom.
Buzzsaw.
Captain Freedom had better where he was like, he had like lines where he was saying like, I don't want to do this and I want to face him like a true gladiator, and then they faked the whole shit. But that was, I think, I did not get the flamethrower guy. Felt like it was a throwaway.
It's funny you say gladiator, face him like gladiator. I don't know if there's any truth in this at all, but I did find stuff that apparently they used bits and pieces of this when they went and pitched American Gladiators.
It wouldn't
And
surprise
saying
me.
like they literally were saying like this is what we want to do, but without the murder.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, no, that wouldn't surprise me at all because it's also very American Gladiators, like very WWE, very themed, has characters, has like their own like story and stuff like that.
I could see some like TV exec going to go see the movie during opening weekend and watching it and being like,
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Only in America we watch a dystopian thing saying how bad this
That's-
is, and then going like,
Let's make it slightly less bad.
it looks like it's selling a lot
Add
of the
some
movie.
red, white, and blue, and we got this.
Yes, exactly.
Make it about America, and we got it.
If you just take the killing part out, everything else will sell.
So, this is something you and I mentioned weeks ago when we were recording another podcast when we, in between takes and everything like that. But I want to go through, different remakes and copies of and remixes of this movie. And I know one for you and me that came to mind was Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo with Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe.
If you have not seen Guns Akimbo, it's fantastic.
It's worth watching,
And it's a lot like Running Man, huh?
it's
Except
a
for
lot.
the fact that they literally bolt guns in his hands to where he can't use his actual hands. So you see him like trying to pull his pants up using the tips of guns and stuff like that. So they have just little elements of comedy, and he's just running for his life, and people are hunting him.
And it's
but it's
based
out in the
more-
real world.
Yeah, it's based more on the original book.
Yeah.
Like it's actually like a spiritual successor to the original book, where the 1987 Running Man is literally its own thing. Guns Akimbo was like, well, we can't make the Running Man, but we can make something like it. And so yeah, if you guys haven't seen Guns Akimbo, you guys too, go watch it. It's actually worth a watch. It is one of those movies that also needs more, like Predator 2 needs more flowers, because it was actually a fun watch.
which
It was
is
a good
funny.
time.
That you say, oh, we can't make this. Well, apparently, like the Running Man was actually was sued, saying that it was a copy of this like French film or whatever, and they actually won. If I recall from what I read.
That's interesting. You know, my wife, when she was watching it with me, was saying, this feels very Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know, like there's the whole dystopian thing. There's the show aspect of it.
I'm sure Hunger Games is very inspired by both the original book and even the movie and whatnot. Like, there's probably a little bit there because, I mean, think about it. Like, when society breaks down enough, and we all love game shows and stuff like that, or at least like throughout our lives, everybody's got some experience with game shows. What are you going to do when there's nothing protecting people and you can exploit that? You know what's going to happen. It's going to be this stuff. And
it's the same
hopefully
RoboCop.
that's later than sooner.
RoboCop came out the same year, had the same vision of the future.
That's true.
Talking about the same things, I was reminded of the movie Jean-Claude Van Damme. I was searching that right now. Hard Target, which the premise is also...
Isn't that like at a hockey game or something?
No, it's the rich people who give you... Oh my God,
like
so
Snake
cheap.
Eyes or something.
They'll give a homeless person $10,000 if they escape and survive for a day while they hunt that person.
Yep.
And so the protagonist actress's dad gets killed that way. And so Jean-Claude comes in to take revenge on the hunters. So that's also another theme of like, hey, we're going to pay you $1 million if you survive for a day, but we're all going to hunt you.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I saw that movie like a couple times back in the day. I'd have to rewatch that one. But yeah, it's definitely a very original Running Man, like Richard Bachman Running Man.
I'm thinking of Sudden Death.
Sudden Death, that's it. I said Snake Eyes, but I meant another one with Nicolas Cage.
So I was sitting there, I was like,
That's a hockey game.
I swear I remember a hockey thing being involved with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it's Sudden Death.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to some final votes.
Yeah.
We're getting a little long here, so
Okay.
I guess I'll start.
Go ahead, man. We'll just go down the line.
Like I said, this is my first time seeing it just a few days ago, and honestly, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, but I really liked the movie. Like, it obviously had its pain points. Like, the pacing was terrible. Some of the acting was terrible.
But in the right way.
And sometimes in the wrong way, too. Yeah. But if you don't look at it super seriously and view it as a satirical film, which it is, and just try to think about, were you entertained? And I was absolutely entertained the whole time. I laughed out loud and I was screaming and like I just said, what the hell, like plenty of times too. It was good fun. And so I think it still holds up. I think I would vote cool.
Gotcha.
All
right. I'll go next. Yeah, I actually have to agree with that. I, as an adult, am less tolerant of stupidity when it comes to a lot of movies and cliched writing and stupid tech and stuff like that. Whereas a kid, like, I kind of let all that go. And I loved this movie as a kid. And then I watched it again as an adult. And I almost expected to not like it. And even with me identifying, like, I've talked multiple times about, like, Arnold was a terrible actor. His character was kind of a dick. Some of the other stuff in the movie was just really stupid. Like, nothing in the movie that I can think of was actually super well done outside of the tunnel scenes. Like, those were great, but then even those were overused. Yeah. Yet for some reason in my brain, I still absolutely love this movie, and I don't think it's because of my nostalgia for it. Like, it's not attached to me being a little kid and loving it, because as an adult I can override that. I just still enjoyed watching it. It was just kind of stupid fun and almost like a movie you don't really even see anymore. And
we need more of.
Really appreciate that. Like, going, just let it all ride. Let your high concept ideas go and have some fun. And honestly, I think this movie's kind of the epitome of that. It's just like, let it ride and just go with it and just have a good time. And so I still think it actually holds up. It's pretty cool. With that said, I am super, super excited for the new movie because I've always liked the original source material. And this looks like it's going to be its own take on that still, but it's going to be fun. It looked fun. I like the trailer. So, but anyway, 1987 Running Man, I'll still say it's cool.
I love what you said is we don't see this anymore. And I was trying to think what part of it. all the stalkers, especially someone like Sub-Zero, played straight, very serious, right? There's no hint of breaking the third wall or like, fourth wall or trying to be like, hey, I know this is funny. Kind of like, no, he's serious. Arnold and his two friends are actually scared of him that he's going to decapitate them. And this guy is on skates and going around with a hockey stick. It just has a sharp edge. That's it. That's his big thing. Is it just has a sharp edge on his hockey stick. And I think that's truly don't see that in movies today. They amp it they turn it too much. They try to wink at like, we know what we're doing kind of wink. While here, they play it very straight.
Almost too campy without it's like the subtlety is lost. They want to amp it up so the audience knows like what it is. Okay, real quick tangent.
Go ahead.
His death when they had the sexy dancers and they're making it all sad stuff like that. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
I was fucking cracking up because
And
the
they were like wearing
dancers
funeral attire.
they're wearing like this funeral attire while kicking their leg up, real like sort of like
The
sexually,
eulogy.
but it was. I just thought that was great. So
You know who did all the dance instruction? Like,
I have this. Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
oh yeah, she
Who was really
big.
big back then.
This was one of her first or second movie credit or something.
oh hell, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I just saw it was Paula Abdul, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I just logged that.
I'm so split on this, honestly, because I feel like a lot of the acting is terrible. The lead actress,
Maria Conchita.
the character is so blah. Arnold is so like stoic, like straight, and only thing that came out of him were the campy one-liners. And it was also kind of like this. They try so hard to shoehorn these things in him.
He was a little bit stupid when it came to the resistance too. Like he didn't care about the tower, and they're like, "Oh, if we get this tower, we can expose it." He's like, "No, we need to keep going."
I thought you were a good cop.
yeah,
what happened?
he's kind of stupid.
No, he
like,
just wants to run away to Hawaii.
We need to get
something.
out!
Because he's the running man.
get to the chopper.
That's what it was. He was mad that he wasn't flying a chopper anymore. He wanted to get back to the chopper.
I'm gonna stab your head like a chicken. I'm really strong, and he lifts up her workout bench from the floor. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it was bolted to the floor, and he rips it out of the floor. I was like, and it's just like, I'm like, really? Come on.
So I also confused on the plot point. They injected him with like some weird things.
It was barium something or other. It's like
Was it to like slow him down?
No, that was to
Or,
track
like,
him. That was the
track
tracker.
him.
They did it to all of them. That's how they could tell where they were in the zone and how the stalkers always knew
okay.
where they were. That was another bit of technology in the movie that I really liked. I was like, they kind of nailed that too, because you can do that today with certain stuff. And I'm just like, that's pretty cool.
And he was like, "You bastards!" is what he said. And did that. I am very split. I'm gonna vote. I feel like it's like a token nostalgia thing versus being good. I feel it's more nostalgia than good. There's a lot of good parts in it, especially Richard Dawson. He played that role amazingly.
Well, that's his daily life. So
Like, yeah, it's he just played himself.
He just
yeah.
showed up to set and did himself.
Yeah,
apparently.
that's it.
what I was saying is like, no. See, that wasn't part of the story. Like he was just being a dick to the people that were the day players, and they just caught it on camera.
They just happened to film it. Yeah.
They just told him, "Sir, these are your assistant. She's your thing." And he looked all of them in their outfits, and he was like, "Yeah, that sounds right." Okay.
Sounds about right.
He came on the set. Some guy bumped him, and it's like that mob.
Yeah, he thought this was a new show he was being put on. He didn't realize he was in a movie.
He's like, "So they get killed?" And they're like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, okay, all right." And you just like straight agreed it. Like, "Oh, that sounds."
Who's next?
Yeah. So I vote nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
All right.
That's
I am excited about the new movie. I hope they do I was hoping it was more like they mark him, they let the whole world know this is the guy, and then they let him loose into the world, and then everyone like randomly tries to hunt him, and he's surviving out there and has to survive X number of time. I thought it was going to be that, and then as the movie went on, I was so blown away by it. I was like, oh my god, this is like a complete, like you said, video game mode. Like locked into an arena for Sub-Zero, and like
They
this-
did
yeah.
say that the zone was 400 square blocks.
Yeah,
but it
which I think
did
it's
not
funny that-
feel like that. However,
Right.
again, they put in that tracking stuff, so the stalkers knew where they were, and they were obviously herding them to where the stalkers like to their theme stuff.
but
But
it's
it's 400 square blocks.
So that was an interesting detail that they absolutely did not show in or convey at all in the movie.
It's 400 square blocks, and they just happened to have walked into an ice skating rink when the lady picked Sub-Zero.
Yeah, well, yeah, they
Yeah.
got yeah, and then also when they shot what's her face into it, she just happened to run into him underneath that tower too. Like at 400 square blocks, that's where they ended up. But again, they could have been hurting them. Like they had people literally.
I mean,
hurting
also
them.
they were like hiding from something in front of which she walked in. They were all like hiding, and then she just comes in from the same area they were hiding from, and they're like, "It's gonna blow your head off. Come back here."
So nostalgia for you.
Nostalgia for me. Yes.
Well, before I get into my vote, I did look up earlier today on IMDb with 178.1 thousand people voting. This currently holds a 6.6 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, which I believe is all the actual critics, has a 67% fresh, but it's only 48 people who've actually reviewed it. But on the popcorn meter, which I believe is all the you and
Audience
me,
scores.
Yeah.
it's 61% with over 50,000 viewers.
So pretty contentious.
I would not. Well, considering that there was a few references in the movie that would be considered a little bit dated today, or a little bit hard. Like there was
There's quite a bit of
the
dated
two
stuff.
girls talking, and then like she's like talking about like like R word me and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, like that's not something that you see too much in 20. So I can see a lot of people in the last like 10 years voting against the movie just for
I'm
those
surprised it's
few
that high.
references.
I'm actually surprised it's 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. I would have expected 30.
I actually figured it'd be like 80.
because it was panned by critics when it came out.
Oh,
Like,
you
they
meant
were
by,
like,
you meant by critics. I was like
Yeah.
the popcorn meter. I actually expect to be around.
I thought
80.
popcorn
Yeah,
meter might
when
be
it comes
higher.
to
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, I pay attention to the popcorn meter. I could care less what the tomato meter says, because the vast majority of the time, if the critics love it,
Mm-hmm.
the vast majority of people like me are going to not love it, and vice versa. So I'm like, to me, the popcorn meter is more.
You gotta be
important.
the contrarian, sure.
The everyman.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, like we talked about in previous episodes, like certain movies that are considered like classics were just panned by critics. There's a bunch of Robin Williams movies that there was critics just tearing apart, but people love these movies. So,
AI's terrible. I'll die on that.
I mean, would I watch this movie again at some point? I probably would.
toys are also terrible. I'll
Yeah.
die on that hill too.
I'll give you that one. I didn't hear the first one you said, but toys, yeah.
AI. Wait, is Robin Williams in AI?
I have no idea, but that movie I saw it one time, and I
Maybe
think I
not.
fell asleep during it because it was so boring.
Yeah, toys. Toys is definitely terrible. So,
But no, like
AI,
I said-
even without Robin Williams, AI is terrible. But toys is definitely terrible.
I'll save my remarks.
No, that's Bicentennial Man or whatever. That's
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial.
Bisexual man?
I said between sexual and centennial. I said sensual man.
Bicentennial Man was
Bice-
panned by critics, but I think that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, I like it too. That's the one
But-
with Robin Williams.
Okay.
Talk about tangents.
But no, I don't disagree with anything that was said about anything so far. I will say that my memory of this movie is very much from the game show forward. I did not realize how much space of movie is before he gets captured and put into the actual Running Man game show. 40 something, like 48 minutes, something like that. I was kind of like,
yeah.
get to the damn game show already. That's apparently all the part
100%.
I really remember about it, other than the helicopter part. I do remember that. But I will say that this movie also has, what's his name? Harold Faltermeyer, I think, is as the composer.
The
Beverly
same
Hills
guy
Cop
as
and Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah.
So I mean, like that adds a little bit of me liking it. I didn't really recognize the music, but I recognize that name.
Did you like the
Um,
music?
It was fine. It didn't stick out like Top Gun.
I was gonna say it's like
did.
the music. I still can't even remember.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I
much
didn't-
of the music. Like there was a little bit, but I remember it just being fine.
Yeah. It was like it didn't stick
It
out
was
anything
typical
crazy like
movie
that. But
music.
that I give that guy credit because he's done some other things too. But I enjoy the movie. I'm very much excited for the new one that's coming out. It looks like it could be so much better, and with the right amount of humor and a little less camp and silly one-liners. But at the same time, sometimes you need a little camp and silly one-liners. I very much enjoy this movie, and I totally understand it is a product of its time. It's just silly Arnold popcorn flick. But yeah, I'll absolutely watch it again and again, but I'll probably skip the first 40-something minutes and just watch the rest
Half of the
it.
movie.
Because that's what you're there for. Let's be honest.
Let's get to the one-liners. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I will still vote. It's cool. I very much
Really?
enjoy that.
Okay.
All right.
3-1. Andy sucks. I was almost there with you, so this could have been a tie, pretty much.
It was a tough
I
one.
literally had so many
I'm not
different
rating
criticisms.
it based on like its merit as a movie. I'm rating it based on me enjoying it. I still enjoy the movie, even though it's not really a good movie. But I have fun watching it.
Yep.
I would literally sit there with a bowl of popcorn, just
I feel like we're enjoying it through the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia.
Well,
and
that's
that's
your opinion.
your opinion.
It's like my
Somebody
opinion,
over
dude.
here who saw it for the first time in the past week or so. He voted cool.
He didn't have any rose-tinted glasses.
He doesn't know it. He keeps
He
watching.
doesn't know any better.
He keeps watching all these movies for the first time.
That is funny. Yeah, all the movies like I've never
He's
seen.
like,
I've never
I
seen-
like
I've
being
never seen
part
that.
of the groove.
That's
I eat my pop.
No,
why I do this
Very
podcast.
Valid. It's very valid, actually.
Well, since we have a bit of a split vote here with one person being wrong and the rest of the people voting cool, let us know what you think. If you agree with the consensus, the 66% of people that like the movie online, or the wrong people. And then I don't know if you want to throw any extra tag in there like you have on the other episodes, Mike.
Oh, you don't want to pander to the audience? I'll pander to the audience.
Yeah.
I know you enjoy doing it. That's why I called you out.
It's beneath
Yes,
him.
I mean, look, like I say, I'm sure lots. We are a small channel. We're looking to grow. If you liked our content, please like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. We come out with episodes just about every 2 weeks, and I think we're pretty cool. So if you
I
thought
vote
we were
nostalgia.
If I was a first time viewer seeing this, I'd be running to click the next.
that's
episode.
right. I'd be
Right, man.
smashing
Running.
that like button.
Yeah.
No,
If
see,
you're
you should
running
you should
to
be like,
that like
I'd be
button.
running, man, to get the.
Running, man.
If
That's
you
where I was
have,
going with it.
if you have movies or topics you want us to cover, please
Yeah,
throw those
absolutely.
in the comments. We would love to go watch.
Or
those
even
things.
not movies.
Yeah.
Any-
Well, he
any
said
top-
movies or topics.
or topics.
That's
That's,
true,
that's
that's
right.
true.
Yeah, we are
Movies or everything else covered in topics.
Outfits, even. Sure.
Oh, why?
Andy will wear whatever
Let's-
you comment.
Let's just review the outfits from the Running Man in the next podcast.
was
Because
like,
they're like those suits,
Uh-huh.
the outfit that Arnold
body
wore
banana hammock?
with the Hawaiian shirt and hat and stuff like that. Yeah, we can figure out that's still if that's nostalgic or if that's still cool.
We'll have.
I know what my vote is.
We'll have the Deuce over there bring in a Hawaiian shirt for each of us. Actually, no, I have one of my own. I'm covered.
I've worn one, I think, in one of our recent episodes. So
The only reason I have a Hawaiian shirt is when my wife and I were on our honeymoon, and to go sit at a certain restaurant to eat, you had to have a button-up shirt. I had no button-up shirts, and ends up they didn't care if it was a nice button-up shirt. It just had to have buttons, and they had a Hawaiian shirt in their gift shop. So that's what I wore to the nice restaurant because it counted.
that's awesome.
Okay.
And on that, I'm Jeffrey. We got Andy. Got the mics.
The Deuce.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.